Hey guys, what's up? We are That Horror Couple. I'm Kaylee, Kaylin Har, and
I'm Rob James.
and today we are here to talk about the, was it 1982?
1982.
1980, no, not the year 19, the 1982.
We're just going to talk about that year.
No.
Reagan was in office.
No, the 1982 slasher film Pieces.
Yes. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last
No, that's the wrong
resort.
thing.
That's Papa Roach.
this is a song. I'm talking about a movie.
The only thing out of the 80s that has pieces in it is probably like the Reese's Pieces that trail that Elliot led so E.T. can follow. Remember,
It's still the wrong movie.
he ate the Reese's Pieces and he was like, Elliot, ouch.
Stop.
E.T. phone home. That guy liked the Reese's Pieces. And that movie actually, it's a classic.
I don't remember that movie very much.
E.T.?
Yeah, I have to rewatch
It had Dee Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
It was rated like PG, and they used the word penis breath.
An elf or a leprechaun.
It was nothing like that, penis breath!
They did?
They did.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
That was edgy for back then. But this is a whole different pieces we're
Yeah.
talking about today.
Oh yeah,
That horror couple.
it's us!
That horror couple. That horror couple. And they talk about horror.
Like and subscribe. Pieces was filmed in Spain, even though it was supposed to take place in Boston, Massachusetts. It was directed by Juan Piquer Simon, if I'm saying that correctly. It stars Christopher George, Linda Boy George, Frank Brana, Edmund Perdome, and Ian Serra.
Yes, and so the English in this movie is actually like
It's dubbed over.
It's dubbed over, so like if you watch closely, the lips aren't in sync. So it's like you're watching like a classic Godzilla film.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, Godzilla! It's gonna attack me! We gotta run!
That's what it looks like, though, for sure.
Yeah, so it's an 80s slasher, and it's got that dark feel. It's awesome. It's gory, but the English is off a little.
Yeah.
All right, so the basic story of Pieces is the first scene is it tells you the story, takes place in Boston, 1942. We cut to a scene of a young man, maybe like about 10 years old.
Yeah, it looks like he's
10 years old. He's putting together a puzzle of a naked woman. You know, he wants to check it all out. He's putting the pieces together, checking all the body parts. His mom walks in the middle of it, and she's like, "You perverted bastard! You're just like your father!" She scolds him and yells at him, and I can relate, dude. I come from the era where like porno was just in magazines. It wasn't on the internet. So if you were lucky enough to like steal a porno mag, you had to hide that crap.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I used to hide my porn like in between my mattress.
Okay.
Yeah, and my mom like always tried to like clean my room, get in there, and I was always paranoid. You know what I mean? So anyway, kids today would never understand the struggle because I feel like when you buy a computer today or a phone, there's porn built in. Kids would never understand that.
Yeah.
I come from the era where like there was like a hidden porno mag like in the woods, and my buddies were like, "Dude, I came across it like when I was riding my bike," and I'm like, "We gotta go get that shit." And like we take it back to his house and like we watch it and like read it, and like one guy would be guarding the door, making sure no parents would show up.
Okay.
I don't know. It wasn't like that. Anyway, so this guy gets busted by his mom.
Where did this filth come from?
So his mom's like, "You perverted bastard!" Starts yelling at him. And what'd she say? "You're like your dad." She smacks him around a little bit. And anyway, so the piece starts off strong. He gets the axe. He takes the axe to his mom, flat out kills his mom in like a bloody, gory opening. It's wild, dude. So Pieces doesn't mess around. The first opening, 2 minutes, we see a brutal kill. It's badass.
Yes.
And what happens? So we cut to 40 years later.
At a college in Boston.
A college in Boston. And girls are getting hacked up, cut up by their body parts. We're talking about like arms.
They're having missing body parts.
Yes, arms, legs, heads, torsos are getting cut up, missing from like crime scenes. And we don't know what's going down, what's going on. But like and we got to find this out. And that's what this whole movie's about. Who's killing these girls? This college campus. What's going on? It's kind of like a whodunit film, and it's a crazy 80s slasher.
My likes of the movie, one of them would have to be the fact that the killer uses like a chainsaw as the weapon, and he's like getting around the campus somehow going unnoticed with like this huge chainsaw. He's like sneaking up on people with it. I'm like, how do you sneak up on people with a chainsaw?
He was also dressed like super suspicious, like with like a trench coat and like a super big like Abe Lincoln hat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what the hell's going on?
I don't know. Like, he was like very, I don't know if he was trying to be inconspicuous. I don't think it was working out very well for him. Like,
No, there was one scene where like he walked in on this girl on an elevator and like she had no reaction to it. She's just like,
yeah.
like there's a guy dressed in black like carrying a chainsaw. You're not like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I would have ran out of there. She's just like, I loved the kills in the movie. They're very graphic. It reminded me like of an Italian splatter film.
I agree.
Yeah.
Very good gore in this film.
Yeah,
There
it is very good gore, usage of gore in the film. I loved the character of Kendall, how he was like, supposedly at first you think he's like this nerd, but really he's like, you know, he's getting all the girls and getting
Kendall
laid.
is a Mac Daddy.
Yeah, and
He's getting like the hot blonde's phone number and
Yeah. And
not even that. Like they're like not even he's banging all these chicks. He's also like he's banging like the professional tennis player.
or he's trying.
Or he's
to.
trying to.
Yeah.
And then the cops that are investigating the case, they're like, "Can you help us with this shit?"
Yeah, he
They're
just like jumps on the case and like.
They hand him the files and like, check this over. They're like, you're Kendall.
Yeah,
They're like, you can solve this.
Yeah, within 15 minutes, he's like, I have a lead. like he's a professional detective. I love also that it's like a whodunit kind of mystery, like throughout the entire film.
Yeah.
You don't know who it is. They want you to think it's Willard. I don't think it's Willard though.
It couldn't have been Willard.
No,
'cause
he was too big.
Willard reminds me of like Gunnar Hansen, like in that movie, like Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. He's a big man, black beard, and like, dude, and like the killer was stalking from like a tree at one point. I know it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fascinated, but he was around though during every aftermath of the kills though. He was chilling. He was like, I'm here, but is it me?
And at one point, he like puts his hand on like the murder weapon. He's like, oh.
Yeah, he's like, I'm fascinated by this
Yeah,
score.
it was weird.
But we knew it wasn't him.
Yeah.
But we knew though, because it jump cut 40 years. We knew the killer had to be 50 something.
Yeah, so there was a few like suspects, you
Yes.
know, to keep in mind. I loved the other nerd that was in the movie, Kendall's friend. He was really like, it was funny when he'd come on screen.
The nerd guy.
Yeah. The other Kendall had a friend.
He can't mac the ladies like
Kendall,
did.
yeah.
Kendall landed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he could try, but he's no Kendall. There was also one scene where Kendall was like laying in bed with a chick, and he gets up out of bed, and he's like, we see his like cock flopping around, and then I think in the background's like a Friday the 13th poster.
I think so.
So we see some cock and a Friday the 13th poster in this film. I would check it out just for that. I mean, not because I like it, because I never see that crap in horror films. I'm used to seeing boobs, but this is a little different. I prefer the boobs.
Our dislikes of the film.
Here's what we don't like.
Yeah, would definitely have to be that the ending was kind of like weird, like how the body came to life and like grabbed at Kendall like that.
That was strange, but I liked the way the body looked. The body was awesome.
Like
How,
Frankenhooker.
the thing is, in the beginning, he was like yelled at for this puzzle, and like as we went on with the movie, every victim he cut off a certain body part, and then we find out at the end he was sewing together the body parts to create like the perfect woman to recreate the puzzle. So like seeing that body at the end was awesome. Yeah, but then it came to life and it was a little strange.
Yeah. I thought it was weird that the dean ended up being the killer after like 40 years. I guess it was 40 years or more that he started like killing women. Like you would have thought that it would be like at least like 10, 15 years later that he started doing that.
Yeah, the guy's like a murderer at 10 and he's all like fucked up in the head, but like Then like he
waits 40 years.
He succeeds in life. He's
becomes like a dean.
He's successful, and then he's like, this year I'm pissed off.
Yeah, he just like that. I thought that was kind of weird. I thought it was really weird that they had like a women's tennis champion like be an undercover detective at the college. I thought that was kind of strange.
Yeah, what was with that, by the way?
That was really all over the place.
She's like a famous celebrity. She's like, I'm gonna hang out at college.
And I'm gonna be undercover as a
No,
detective.
the cops ask her, they're like, if you're not too busy, can you solve this shit?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
Well, who's that guy that was a player?
Kendall.
He tried to bang her.
Kendall was into her. He's like, Mary, can I come in? Don't you want to make some coffee?
Hey, it's like, you remember that Seinfeld episode, George Costanza?
Yes.
He's like, coffee ain't coffee. Coffee is sex.
Coffee at 12 o'clock at night.
Well, some people drink coffee that late.
Yeah, people who work at NORAD who are on 24-hour missile watch.
That was a good episode. Yeah.
Yeah, Kendall's like, make some coffee, woman.
And she's like,
Yeah, she ain't having it.
nope. So my favorite kill of the movie would have to be the victim in the bathroom where she's like completely cut in half and he just
Oh,
like
fuck.
leaves her.
You
in
stole
the
mine.
floor.
You stole mine. You stole it from me.
Sorry. I just thought that was really gruesome and it was a really cool kill. What about you?
I would say we're dealing with a movie that deals with hacking up individual body parts. So every kill is going to be awesome. But I was thinking the girl that gets literally sawed in half. Also the knife, the waterbed scene.
Yeah.
With a knife in the back of the skull. House by the Cemetery style.
Yeah.
Totally fucking brutal. That's pretty cool. I would say like one of those. I mean, I like basically every kill, but when I think about the movie, the half body cut in half and the skull to the knife through the skull comes to mind.
Yeah, no, those are both really cool.
I would say that.
I also really like the one at the beginning. The little, the first kill of the movie was really brutal, so I like that one too.
Oh, where he takes out his mother?
That
That's
was really-
awesome.
yeah.
Don't fuck with a guy's porno.
Yeah.
Just don't. We need it. It's art. It's art.
Overall, my rating of this film would probably have to be a 7 out of 10. It's an awesome 80s slasher with lots of gore, even though the plot's kind of like all over the place and, you know, a few of the things are really strange about the film. Other than that, I think overall it's a great fun 80s slasher.
I agree. It's a totally fun movie. Like, it's fun to watch with a group or by yourself, and it's like it delivers completely on like gore and like, dude, there's a woman cut in half. So like, dude, this movie's bad. It delivers on the gore. It delivers on like, I mean, I've seen slasher films before where it is a slasher in the sense where like this guy takes out girls one by one, but like I never seen the story where like he takes out girls each body part to connect them. That was original.
Yeah.
That was an original story. I mean, it was a typical slasher, but he connected like it added like an original story to it. So
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty creative. If you're a fan of slasher films, Pieces you got to check out.
Yeah.
You got to know about. And I give it. Should I give it another 7 or should I give it an 8?
That's up to you.
I give it a 7. I like it just as much as The Burning and The Mutilator. The top, like, I hold them all in the same category. So I'm going to give it another 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Not to be repetitive, but
That's all right.
yeah, that's what I think it's a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's awesome, but I wouldn't like call it a masterpiece. You know what I mean? Like, I love it, but like I say check it out though.
So we definitely recommend you check out the film. Once again, I'm Kaylee Kaylin Hart, and
I'm Rob James.
And if you like what you see, please hit that like and subscribe button down below. And until next time.
We will see you then with another movie that we will review on YouTube.
Okay.
Goodbye for now. Ta-ta.
That horror couple. It's us. That horror couple. That horror couple. And they talk about horror.
Like and subscribe.